This is the Triple Play Fantasy Basketball channel. Trying to get you hip to some G League Ignite season preview. Some star-studded new members of the team. As you know, we saw Jalen Green go number 2 overall to the Houston Rockets. Jonathan Kuminga, lottery pick. Isaiah Todd just outside the first round. And Deshaun Nix lead the way. And the G League Ignites inaugural season, the first time around, you get a number 2 overall pick. And so a lot of people thought that Jalen Green should have gone number 1. This year, you got a brand new cast of characters. You got a player that's a top 5 recruit of next year's draft and foregone his senior year of high school to sign a 2-year deal. We get into that, but we got to start with the top name. This guy, Jaden Hardy, he's trying to play his role as, I guess, the new Jalen Green, big man on campus. Great size as a guard, displays tremendous skill on the wing, has deep range. His Coronado High School statistics: 30 points a game, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. He's a McDonald's All-American, Nevada Player of the Year. And all eyes are on this kid as he literally has zero conscience when it comes to the basketball in his hand. He gets past the logo, he'll let it fly. He's got a large depth in his package of moves. He'll put you on his back hip, and with that 6'5" frame, 200 pounds, he moves. He gets you to move side to side, and he goes to the rim. I did say he has no conscience. He doesn't shoot the best shots. He's definitely a me player. I don't necessarily think that we can determine whether this is, saying he's not a winning player at this point in his career. I mean, he's still a kid, and he will be bumping with grown men. And all eyes will be on Jaden Hardy as he is the number 1 player on this team. His backcourt mate, though, funny enough, is Scoot Henderson, and he is the player that I mentioned that foregone that senior year of high school. He signed for $1 million, so I guess that is a new groundbreaking thing as far as the Ignite is concerned, to get a kid signing in for 2 years. He's number 7 on ESPN's 2022 rankings, and he's climbing up. Sterling Scooter Henderson, but as most people call him, Scoot Henderson is 6'4", good size. I think there might be a little battle here in the backcourt of, showcasing who is, the best NBA prospect in Scoot Henderson and Jaden Hardy. I think that's an intriguing storyline to this G League Ignite team. Again, both of them are very polished, I guess bigger size guards. They have strong frames. They can get to the rim, but they also have deep range. So I keep my eyes on both of these players and see if maybe Scoot takes a little bit of the limelight away from Jaden Hardy. But I think Jaden Hardy, with the guard play in the NBA being so pivotal to team success, he has an outside chance of going number 1 overall over Chet Holmgren, over Paolo Banchero. I could see a team falling in love with the Jaden Hardy. Do I predict that happening? No. I still got Chet Holmgren number 1 on my list. He's a little erratic for my taste, but he's a spectacle to watch. I love watching him play the game of basketball, so I'll be locked in on some G League Ignite. Scoot's got his brother it coming with him in the backcourt. He spent his last year at Oregon as a bench player, but the 3 years prior at UNLV, he was a starter. He averaged 14.5, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. So, his brother can play too, and that's really not going to be talked about. But Amari Hardy is on that team. The next prospect that's getting lottery looks and his showcase in the U19s for his Australian team has all eyes on Dyson Daniels, as he's got really good defensive potential going forward. He's got a smooth stroke. He's not shooting at the greatest clips, as this is what he did in the summer. 14 a game, 5.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. I mean, that's solid. I'd pick him up on my fantasy team with those numbers. And then, like I said, he struggled with his shot a little bit, but 2.5 steals. His ability to play make, and they put him in that guard kind of situation. A lot. He showed that he can make plays off the dribble. He's got a quick spin move, and like I said, he's got a good looking stroke. So they're gonna look to develop him, but he's got that frame of a potential 3-and-D, and he's looking to get himself in the lottery. I got him in my top 20, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did go that high, depending on his showing against grown men in G League Ignite. So another guy that is really gonna have to bump with the big fellas. That's Michael Foster Jr. And I kind of see him sort of in that Isaiah Todd role as far as one, that's their premier young big player, but two, like I see him kind of going there in the draft, either late first or early second round. 6'9", 220, physical specimen, fluid athlete. He's kind of got like Julius Randle's type of fluidity. We'll see if his game develops. He posted a good 32 a game, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 7 steals, number 9 in the ESPN Top 100, McDonald's All-American. Everything you want in a prospect. And he looks good in the threads. He's got a good fit around these other surrounding pieces that they have on the G League Ignite. Michael Foster Jr., all eyes will be on him on the break. I did want to note that when I saw the matchup with Paolo Banchero, I should say, Banchero kind of gave him the business. And so I'm looking for him to develop a little bit more defensively. In his offensive, like his shot looks good. And he could be a stretch, smaller big in a small ball big going into the NBA going forward. So Michael Foster Jr. is a impressive prospect and somebody that again we'll keep an eye on. Now, MarJon Beauchamp to me has the potential to rise the highest. I just really like his offensive game. Kid is a walking bucket. Number 47 on ESPN Top 100. Contemplated not playing the game any further, but 6'7", great size, very long, lengthy, and just has a really polished offensive game. Has a smooth stroke, and that's undeniable when you see him. And he gets on the break, and he will boom on your head too. Beauchamp, to me, I think that he could be a riser into that first round. In fact, I think that he is that good, and the fact that he has a smooth stroke, 6'7", he's got this offensive package. In high school, he averaged 31, 10.5 boards, 5 assists, and then shooting at a very high clip all around. 52 from the field, 40 from 3, 77 from free throw line. So he's got the look of a kid that is grown, as well as far as maturity is concerned. And to hold your own in that crawl SoFar league that Jamal Crawford has over there in Washington. It's impressive. And we've seen some high school kids show out a little bit. We've seen we saw people drop 90 in the summer league, but maybe not too much defense getting played. But to hold your own with those type of guys is nothing to sniff at. Somebody I'm really looking at. And then there's the wild card of the group. We've touched on now Hardy. We touched on Scoot Henderson. We touched on Michael Foster Jr., Beauchamp, and our last guy, Fanbo Zeng, the top tier Chinese prospect. But he's been here in the United States for a little while. He's just been playing ball in Florida at Winmere Prep. In his 31 games, 15.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 66 from the field. Hey, 47 from the three-point line. So he's got a stroke, 86 from the free throw line, 47 from the three-point line, rather. 1 steal, 2.6 blocks. He was on his way to Gonzaga, maybe made a solid decision with Timmy Drew Timme still being there, and with Chet Holmgren in the front court. He goes to G League Ignite, and he's got swag. He's grown since that first draft pick, I should say. 6'11", 200 pounds. He plays confident. He's looked good in some of these warm-up drills. Defense could be a question mark as far as his lateral ability. But it's always intriguing seeing a foreign prospect come over and give it their go. And, as we know, Chinese basketball is on the rise, and it's such a popular sport there in the country. And for them to have somebody representative even on the G League Ignite team should bring eyes, and this team should be a spectacle. I'm looking out for them. They got veterans like Amir Johnson, Pooh Jeter. They switched up the coaching staff from B. Shaw to Jason Hart now. It seems like a really solid players coach. And you're going to need that when you got young guys. And we saw last year's G League Ignite team come off with a great start. And then they kind of hit a rough patch. I don't know if teams started figuring them out or what it was, but they had a one and done in their playoff. So, I think with G League Ignite now being in its second year, it's changing one. Because now look, we have more prospects this year. It's changing high schoolers' mindset of college, of G League. That $500,000 on the table, or even $1 million if you go for the 2-year offer, it's very appealing. And now you got another kid that's supposed to go top 3, top 5, and then a kid from the next year's class. I've seen him, number 3 on the most recent draft board for 2023, and he's a probable top 5 pick. It just makes it great. It's like I want to see this team against the top tier college program. You take out the NBA players. Hey, I could see them beating Gonzaga. I can see them beating UCLA. I can see them beating these top tier teams. So, can we get a scrimmage? Probably illegal. But yeah, that's your G League Ignite preview forecast. And yeah, Jaden Hardy. Let's see if you can follow the footsteps of